Hello friends, it's Melissa from the Top Drawer RVA, and today's video for you here on YouTube is all about simple painting, okay? We're gonna take it back to the basics. We're gonna choose one color, one finish, one gel stain, and you're going to be able to achieve this in at least one day. Maybe a bit longer depending on your dry time and humidity for your gel stain, but this is a fast, simple furniture flip. Welcome to my YouTube channel. As a furniture painter, as an artist, I get a lot of questions about simple painting. People really want to know how to do something the fastest and easiest way. So for today's video, we are going to talk about all things simple painting with Dixie Belle paint products. We're going to choose one color, one stain color, and get this project done in 24 hours. After cleaning with White Lightning or Pristine Clean and a slight sand scuff, you're ready to begin. I always clean all of my projects inside and out with this product in order to ensure that it is ready for paint. Colonial mineral paint likes a smooth synthetic brush. You can use your Scarlet. Today I'll be using my flat medium to complete this project. The coverage for Silk All-in-One paint is amazing. It really does cover in about 2 coats. That first coat goes on, it might look a little bit clear or a little bit patchy in some spots, but you're gonna find that on the second coat, when it self-levels, it's gonna look like $1,000,000. Okay, so while we wait for the base to dry, we're going to work on the top of this project. This little table is actually in really great condition. It didn't require a lot of prep. I do like to make sure that my surface is scuff sanded a little bit in the direction of the wood grain before I begin. And you can see one spot in the middle of the table that was a tiny bit raised. So that piece got sanded down a touch more to be flat to the surface. What do you need to apply your gel stain? Well, not much. You're going to want to wear gloves because this stuff, if it gets in your manicure, is never coming out. It's an oil-based product, so it is super stainable. So I wear a glove and I use my applicator pad. You won't see me use very much product. It's going to go on in the direction of the wood grain, and I usually start on the edges of my projects. So I wipe on the edges, usually first, coming in around the base of the project. Remember, you want to get it underneath that lip a little bit, and then I will start on the top. I like to keep my strokes fairly smooth and fairly overlapping. You'll see how easily this gel stain covers in just one coat. What you will see though is the differentiation of like the sheen of the project. Where it is sanded, and especially in that little middle spot, you are going to see that mark until you come in and seal it. And then when you do top coat and seal your project, that little mark just disappears. I left this part of the video in real time so you can see how fast this actually covers. By going from one end to the other, and then sometimes moving back towards the front to make sure you're overlapping any of those lines, you might be actually able to get away with one coat on some projects. If it wasn't for that little mark in the middle, I would have totally left it at one even coat of gel stain. But for this project, I let it dry as long as it wasn't tacky, and then came in and applied my second coat of gel stain. So let's talk a little bit about silk paint before we get too far into this video, so you understand its properties and how it works. It's a little bit different than regular chalk mineral paint. So since the silk mineral paint has a built-in top coat and a built-in primer, it does go on a little bit thinner. You're going to find that it's a little bit slick and looks a little bit shiny as it dries. This is all good stuff because once you get those 2 even coats on, remember waiting 2 hours in between coats of paint, you're going to find that your furniture literally glows. So remember the rules for Silk Alamo Mineral Paint. You need to use a dry synthetic brush. This brush works great. Any one of the Dixie Belle synthetic brushes works great. My personal favorite has to be the Scarlet. It fits perfectly in this jar. We had 20 colors in silk and then we added 10 more. So we now have 30 beautiful, vibrant, amazing colors from Silk Alamo Mineral Paint. You want to put on that initial coat, working in sections, being careful not to overwork your paint, and then coming back in after approximately 2 hours to add the second coat of paint is going to give you your best desired effect. So when you see me applying my silk, you're going to see me kind of work in sections, right? One drawer is a section, the next drawer is a section, on and on and on. This enables me to cover the entire area, keeping it silky and smooth, fluid motions, and then not overworking that paint that might already be drying. So when you see me coming in and working in sections, that's totally the reason why. And you're gonna find that when you're done 2 even coats of silk paint, you're done. You can just walk away because of that beautiful built-in top coat. So here I'm just applying my second even coat of Hampton Olive onto the piece. All right, let's continue working on the top of this project. I use the same applicator pad. You could cut it in half and then that way at the beginning of your project you'll have one half and for the second coat you'll have the other half. I just fold it over so I've got the fresh clean side, and I will dispose of this applicator pad after I'm finished. Since it's an oil-based project, I don't reuse these applicator pads at all. I just throw them in the bin. So here's the thing about your gel stain. It is an oil-based product, right? It's going to take a little bit longer to dry depending on your heat and humidity in the area that you are. I work inside in an air-conditioned, climate-controlled area. So along with that and a small fan that I blast at my project while it is drying, I find that I can still do my gel stain within the same day. Usually first coat in the morning and then the second coat in the evening. But you need to wait until this is completely dry before you start putting your second coat on, or you're going to pull back that first coat. Keep a light hand. I do like a thicker application of gel stain. I want it to cover any marks and damages on my project. So thicker to me is a little bit better, but remember that's going to impact your dry time before you seal your project. Here's my handy dandy tip of the day. You know I always have one. I like to go a little bit darker with my gel stain than the color of the actual original piece. What's going to happen then is that all the damages are going to be hidden that much easier. So if you want an easy job using gel stain, always pick a color or two darker than the actual wood stain on your piece and you will have great success. All right, so now you can see the top of this piece is covered in gel stain. It looks pretty good, but I'm going to seal it with a little bit of Gator Hide. Now, Gator Hide was out of stock, y'all, for like a year and a half. It's back. Gator Hide is back. Check with your local Dixie Belle retailer to make sure that they have it in stock. So I've waited actually overnight. This is the next morning for my gel stain to cure up, and I'm going to apply my top coat with a damp sponge. I like to use the blue sponge, but I like to dampen it a bit with a little bit of spray misting bottle full of water just to kind of help those lines. I'm going to overlap my lines when I'm applying and keeping a smooth hand. Overlapping them is what's going to give you a beautiful, flawless finish. Again, after I apply this top coat with Gator Hide, I'm going to put my little fan back on because it is just going to blast dry that Gator Hide quick so I can work on the second coat. I added 2 even coats of Gator Hide to this piece. If you found that you wanted to use a slight sanding sponge just to kind of take the finish up a little bit in between coats, that's going to allow you to have a little bit more of a shiny look to your Gator Hide. A slight sand in between coats of Gator Hide is always a good thing. That's it, y'all. Put that hardware back on and you are done. What a cute little simple makeover. Thanks to a little bit of Dixie Belle paint.